Hi everyone, it's AJ and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new comic book pickup video. Stuff that I've added to my collection. This is over the past several weeks, or month actually. It probably isn't everything, but it's there and it is quite a pile. So I'm going to rush through it pretty quick. Yes, so let's get into it. Okay, welcome back everyone. So yeah, I do enjoy doing these. I do enjoy my comic books. So let's take a look at what I have had, shall we? And yeah, let's do it. Okay, so first up, I did pick up, and I do have this somewhere, but I picked up another one of it. And it is issue 24 of the She-Hulk from 1990. Yeah, it's an older issue, but the reason I picked it up for this character here, Death's Head. Now, Death's Head is a Marvel UK character that I enjoy. He first came about in Transformers when Marvel were publishing Transformer comics. He was created as a bounty hunter that would hunt Transformers, and he's got a very interesting backstory because he is a character in Marvel now, but very little you see of him. But basically, he was designed for Transformers, but so that Hasbro didn't retain the rights to the character, what Marvel done was they published a one-page story in all their comics before he appeared in Transformers, and thusly the rights for this character were retained by Marvel. And he was the size of a Transformer, and he would hunt Transformers. And then what happened was he met up with Doctor Who when Marvel were publishing Doctor Who comics, and this was around the time of the Sylvester McCoy Doctor Who was in the comics. And with his sonic screwdriver, he shrunk Death's Head down to the size of a human, and thusly Death's Head then made his way into the standard Marvel universe and became a character in that. And he's a fabulous character. He's a very interesting character. I really like him. They redesigned him and done a character called Death's Head 2, and it was a complete redesign of the character. All his character disappeared as well for the most part. But yeah, he was just cool, and you know, yeah, it's just, yeah, just great stuff, great stuff. And then we have a issue of Miss Marvel, which I only bought for the cover because it is one of the Predator variant covers. Because obviously Marvel are publishing Predator now. Disney own Predator, so Predator's not inside the story within the comic. It's just covers they done with the Predator. So that's nice. Then we have issue 2 of the Mandalorian comic. Now, I am getting these because I do like the Mandalorian, but the unfortunate part of these is that it is actually each issue is actually an episode of the TV series. So it's very much like a sort of movie adaptation comic where each issue adapts an episode of the TV series, which I think is a bit cheeky. You know, I'm pretty sure that, you know, Marvel could write some new Mandalorian content, see him on other adventures and this sort of a thing, but hopefully it will lead into that. At some point they will do that. Next up is a 30th anniversary issue of a comic called Shadowhawk, or The Last Shadowhawk. Now, Shadowhawk was a comic that was created by a person called Jim Valentino, who went over and created Image with the rest of the Marvel creators who were upset under Marvel in the 90s. So yeah, and this was like, it was a black superhero, and yeah, and it was a character I read back then. And, you know, you're seeing a lot of these sort of 30th anniversary comic versions coming. And it just brings back memories from a great time of comic collecting. And there we go. Next up, we have Grim Fairy Tales. Now, Grim Fairy Tales is a comic published by Zenescope. And it's sort of, it started off as one-off stories, which sort of twisted the Grim fairy tale characters and made it a bit nasty again, took it back to how it should have been. But it was all done through this one woman who had this book with the stories in, and they were sort of like lessons learned stories, people who'd done something and then learned a lesson by it. And then it grew into something much larger, and Grim Fairy Tales, the comic book, has a wealth of other titles, Robin Hood with a Y because it's a female, and all these sort of things, and you know, Cinderella. They're all, you know, they're quite a fun read, I'll be honest, and they've developed their own universe wrapped around these sort of fairy tale type of characters, and it's pretty damn good, pretty interesting stuff. I do enjoy them. Next up, we jump into Marvel, and issue 6 of the Ghost Rider, current Ghost Rider series. Yeah, with Wolverine guest starring within. So Wolverine has teamed up with Ghost Rider in the past before. It's not unusual to see. In fact, you had Punisher, Wolverine and Ghost Rider all together in a series a while back, or sort of like a prestige format series. Heart of Darkness, I think it was called, and that's the cover for the next issue. So Ghost Rider's always a good character. I enjoy Ghost Rider more for the visuals than anything else. Then we have issue 10 of the Invincible Red Sonia. Obviously, I'm making a new Red Sonia film, which is fantastic. Yeah, and I enjoy Dynamite comics, Vampirella, Red Sonia, that sort of thing. And then we have an issue of the new Fantastic Four, which is made up of Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine and Ghost Rider. There was a time in the Fantastic Four comic series, a couple of decades ago now, maybe 3 decades, where these 4 characters came together to form a new Fantastic Four. For whatever reason, the others had vanished. And it's kind of like a sort of sequel to that. And so, again, it just touches into a bit of nostalgia in the comic world for me. And it's nice seeing these characters come back. These 4 characters join up as the new Fantastic Four again. Keeping with the Marvel tradition, we have the latest issue of She-Hulk. TV series at the moment playing. This is a series that a TV series people don't really like, but you know, it's very much in line with the comic book, the TV series is, and it's unfortunate that people are not getting that. Obviously, you know, you see her as a lawyer with the X-Men character Knight, whatever his name is. Christ, I'm not big on the X-Men, believe it or not. I've never really read X-Men comics. See, and then you got this character here, just a square head. So you do have this sort of weirdness in the comics for She-Hulk, Jack of Hearts. There, you know, and these sort of characters popping up in and out of the, you know, the TV series. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Then we have issue Omega, because they started with Alpha, then they done 1, 2, 3, 4, and then issue Omega to end things, of Spider-Man 2029 Exodus. Again, a character that I love is Spider-Man 2099. I love the outfit. I love the look of it. I did like it when Marvel done their 2099 comics. The early ones anyway. Punisher 2099, Ravage, which was a brand new character that was created for the sort of 2099 universe. Yeah, just good stuff. And this story obviously brings an end to this little run, this mini-series of 2099 story. Then we have Blade Runner Black Lotus. This is Black Lotus issue 2. Titan Comics doing Blade Runner, fantastic. I do read the Blade Runner comics. There are a few graphic novels there. And Black Lotus is based upon the anime TV series, 12 episodes, I think it's 12 episodes series that they've done. And which I really enjoyed. So obviously I'm going to see the continuation in comic form. Then we have issue 7 of Red Sonia from Dynamite Comics with a cosplay photo cover, like so. Yeah. And like I said, I do enjoy... The reason I enjoy reading the Red Sonias and the Vampirellas is because it's different than the sort of comic book stuff, you know, that we have on TV or in film. So I'm not getting too much enjoyment out of the film and the comics that you have films of and TV of, because I'm getting a fix of it there on screen. So it kind of detracts from the comics. So I find myself moving towards comics that aren't property based, IP based on screen. We have Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Fantastic cover. Again by Dynamite Comics. Another one in that sort of realm of there isn't nothing of it. I mean, I know Sheena has had a film and had TV series, which I do have on Blu-ray. Well, the film on Blu-ray and TV series on DVD. But, you know, again, it's just gives me something different to read, shall we say. So that's that. Then we have Walking Dead. These are reprints of The Walking Dead, which are done in colour now, which are published through Image Comics. When The Walking Dead comics first came out, they were a black and white comic, and they, you know, I've read them all, I've got them all, and that's the Governor there with Michonne. And yes, and now they've been reprinted in colour, and I am getting them. Issue 15 of Moon Knight. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule of me. You know, I do read comics that do have a film or TV presence, but not too many of them. That's what I'm saying. So, Moon Knight there. The Moon Knight is always a character that I've liked, but I didn't really gravitate towards the TV series too much. Didn't really work for me. So yes. Then we have another issue 2 of Black Lotus with a variant cover, so I won't flick through that one. Then we have a new issue 1 for a new series. Marvel done their first one. This is a new one of Alien. Yes, Alien under the Marvel banner. And you know, I don't mind the art in these. They're pretty good. You know. Yeah, it used to be Dark Horse that would publish the Aliens and the Predator comics, so it is nice to still have comics based on these properties. Then we have a controversial one for me, issue 6 of The Punisher. Now, I haven't read this issue yet. It came out this week. And I'm not really enjoying this because, there we go, yet again, The Punisher, not with a normal gun. Let's not have The Punisher use a gun, no. Let's have him use silly weapons. And I have flicked through this because he's fighting Ares here. And yes, he picks up a bazooka. But inevitably, like before, that bazooka may have... But he doesn't fire it. He gets kicked off before he fires it. And there's another example of this. Here we have Frank Castle reaching for a gun. Yep. He's got it in hand. Well, is he going to fire? Is he going to shoot? Are they going to have the Punisher fire a gun? No, of course not. He doesn't even get one shot off because Marvel, Disney. And this is what I think they're doing with the Punisher. They don't want this character to have a gun in hand. And it is... I really hope I'm proved wrong. And I will celebrate... Yeah, I will celebrate when I am proved wrong. Next issue, Daredevil. Then we have here another Grim Fairy Tales, the beginning of a new story arc. This is issue 63. Yep. So that'll be good. Now, even though a lot, you know, they do put a lot of suggestiveness into the covers, a lot of suggestion. So you got Sleeping Beauty coming now, it's like that. You know, the covers are very sort of done in such a way. Robin Hood there, but the content isn't as the covers you may perceive by the covers. Then we have here Captain America, Symbol of Truth, which is following Sam Wilson as the captain. Again, I like Sam Wilson as a character. I've always had a sort of affinity for the Falcon. I love Captain America as a character. So crossing them both as one character, you know, Falcon becoming Captain America is just, it's like, you know, for me, it's great stuff. It really is. And that's the new Falcon there. There is a character that was introduced in the TV series of that. And at the end, T'Challa for the next issue. Then we have Gunslinger Spawn. I'm right into my Spawns at the moment. That's a fantastic cover. Gunslinger Spawn, I enjoy a lot. It's a great read. Spawn at the moment, I'm really enjoying. An Image always, you know, they do give you some interesting, colourful art. And again, Image, because it's not stuff that's really on screen or that. Walking Dead, I know is, but do you know what I mean? It's I gravitate towards a beheading. Then we have another Sonia, Samurai Sonia. This is issue 3. I haven't started reading them yet, with a variant cosplay cover. But you know, I mean, you again, they like their cosplay covers. They sort of like their, you know, it's a case of sort of like sex sells, isn't it? You know, which it does. Then we have another Spawn title, which is a crossover of all the Spawns, called Scorched. Great cover there on that. This is issue 9 of Scorched. As you can see, you've got several. Haunt there as a character. I need to get a figure of that actually. I've got Gunslinger Spawn and I've got a figure of She Spawn. I need to get Haunt. It was £20 in Forbidden Planet the other day on offer. Reduced. I may have to see if they've got it again at the end of the week. Go back in there and have a look. Yeah, so you know, you have Spawn, King Spawn, Scorched and Gunslinger Spawn. And then I believe this here is the final issue of Spider-Gwen. Gwen Stacy, who was a Variant Universe Spider-Man. And you've seen her in the animated Spider-Man film, obviously. And it would be nice to see a live-action version of Gwen Stacy as Spider-Man. Or as Spider-Gwen. Is this the last issue? It is, yes, it is. Nice little image of 2099 Spider-Man there. Quality. Then we have Vampirella Strikes. And Vampirella Strikes issue 4. Like so, like I said, they do have these. Vampirella always, historically, even though it's a character created in the 60s, it's always had these, like, sort of, very sort of sexually charged kind of covers. I suppose that's part of the fun of the character of Vampirella, to be honest with you. But as you can see, interior wise, it's not in any way, shape or form anything of that ilk. You know, it's just standard sort of comic fodder. And then we have a variant cover here for cosplay cover for Red Sonia, and this is issue 12, as you can see. And here we go with a cover for Vampirella Mind Warp. Yeah. They know what they're doing with their covers. And then we have Vampirella Year 1, Issue 2. Like so. But like I said, even when you do have a bit of what could be nudity, it is covered up. Like so. It doesn't exist in the realms of these comics. You know. Let's see if we can find covers like that. But good stuff, good stuff. Then we have here Gun Honey. Now this is a comic from Titan Comics. Yeah, who publish the Blade Runner. You know, Titan is a well-known publishing house, shall we say, over here in the UK. So Gun Honey, yeah. And inside, again, not too much in the way of anything. I do have the first series of Gun Honey. This is sort of like a follow-up series to it. That's good. And surprisingly, Transformer Shattered Glass issue 2. I didn't know if IDW had lost the rights to publish Transformer comics, but this has come about, and I do like Transformers. I really do. It's comics that I grew up with, comics that I still read. I do have 100 hardback books behind me on that side. Behind these that reprint all the sort of classic up to almost modern day comics that were done, all of them. King Grimlock there, which was one that I read, that was good. And we have another Carnage, which is Moon Knight, for getting ahead of Black, White and Blood, a black and white version of Moonlight comic, different stories than that other one I showed you. These are all sort of like self-contained stories, and they're all done in black and white with red. All the companies are doing this sort of a thing, this style of comic, black, white and something. Black, white and gold for Wonder Woman, black, white and blue for Superman. Yeah. And just a couple more. We have Carnage, issue 5. Obviously, you know, it's the Venom symbiote character, the other Venom. Let's take a gander. You know, yeah. And last but not least, I believe this might be the last issue, or coming to it. Yes, and this is Wolverine Patch, issue 5. Miniseries. I quite like miniseries because, again, they're self-contained and you ain't got the hassle of ongoing storytelling all the time, and that's the sort of stuff that I sort of read now because it's a one and done, so to speak. Well, 5 issues and done. You know, I haven't got to commit to a massive run of comics. So yeah, where we go. So that was some comic pickups. That's most of it done, I think. There's all of it done. There's a couple more here, which suggestive covers, shall we say. One that we've looked through is a variant, and that is Vampirella Year 1. As you can see, a cosplay photo, somewhat suggestive. Vampirella Strikes, issue 4. Again, very suggestive cover, like so. In that, well, yeah, what can I say with that position? And then issue 1 of Gun Honey with a cosplay photo, like so. Sex sells. Obviously it does. Yeah, what can I say? But the interiors are not of that, like I said, like that. They are comic-driven story. They're not pornographic or anything in any way within. It's just that it's a thing on comics at the moment that will give photo variant covers like this. There we go. There we go. Everyone likes a cosplayer, don't they? Anyway, this is AJ. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, come join the channel, and hopefully I will see you on the next one. I'll try and do these comic book ones just to look at my pickups a little bit more often. I'm going every 2 weeks to the comic shop. I should do them every 2 weeks when I go. I'll try and get into that routine. Anyway, hopefully see you in 2 weeks with another one. Take care all and goodbye.